And we back.
Yeah!
Malcolm, I thought this was going to be a good Jubilee episode right here. This is Instagram versus runway models. Can anyone be a model? What do you think, Malcolm? Can anyone be a model? It's 2019, bro. It's a whole new era of modeling.
Yeah, that is true. Cause like they even have models for like plus size models. They have
They got some with
standard like body size model. It's like different, I guess, model runway thing events or something with like women with different body shapes. And
I wonder
shit,
if there
so.
is beef between Instagram models and like actual runway models. Even though I'm pretty sure runway models have to do Instagram also.
I mean, they both get paid to basically
Model
and sell their body, kind of. So
let's see if there's beef in these streets. Starting at 3, 2, 1.
What's up, good humans? We love collaborating with you on prompts for Middle Ground, so find out how to collaborate with us. Stick around to the end and we'll tell you how.
Enjoy the episode.
Damn, showing
I'm
your
a human.
Instagram account.
And so I have flaws, and I'm thankful for the way I look, but I'm not perfect. And so I'd like to represent myself. And sometimes I'll look and like see these filters and people look like aliens.
When you create Instagram model, what comes to mind?
I would say like booties popping on the screen.
Do you think there's a big difference between Instagram modeling and runway modeling?
Yeah, I think there's a big difference.
I've gone to all the fashion weeks, Paris, London, Milan, New York.
When I think runway model, I think Victoria's Secret, I think Real Slim.
I've heard a lot do work for Instagram. And I'm like, no, well, I'm an influencer.
I have about 71,000 right now.
I have 162,000.
I'm about 850K, almost 1 million.
I'm curious to see what the runway models think of us, Instagram models.
Do you know that it is a job and not just something to get free clothes for?
It's beef in these streets.
Yeah.
Hate
it strong.
That one.
And
My
that
name
one.
is Victoria. I'm 26. I'm a social media influencer, Instagram model, and social media content creator.
My name is Miriam. I am Instagrammer. I'm an influencer, social media creator, and I'm 29.
My name is Gary Lawson. I'm 35, and I'm a professional male model and runway model.
Hi, my name is Jessica Brudenmeyer. I'm 19, and I'm a runway model.
Hi guys, my name is Alice Egaya. I'm 34 years old. I'm an international model.
Hi everyone, I'm Chantel. I am 24 and I am a body positive influencer as well as a curve model.
Can I get my Instagram model on the left and my runway model on the right? If you agree, come to the middle. My job is inclusive of all body types, races, genders, sexualities, and abilities.
Only
For
Instagram. I was just gonna say.
I
would say
not
they
everything
not.
for one way, not all of it.
It's very much inclusive. You see me, you see how I look. The people that follow me, they're here to pretty much gain confidence. I get messages from women all the time. You know, I love the way you look. I look like that too.
I feel like growing up, I always saw models like you have to be tall and stuff. So I'm glad for social media, you could just brand yourself the way you are and just be yourself.
When I was growing up, I was never thinking that I can be a model because I was never the modeling type. Now I'm represented by an agency. I work with a worldwide brand. I could never think that that would ever happen to me, and I'm so grateful. Here they come.
It's not inclusive of all body types because generally the things that I'm wearing are not made for all body types. So in order to do my job, I have to maintain a certain, form, a certain shape.
For runway models, what these designers are creating are sample sizes, and you have to be able to fit into the sample sizes. So that's mostly why it's not as inclusive of body type, I guess. But I definitely do believe that the modeling industry is becoming more diverse. Yeah, especially like nowadays. So.
I would love to say that, you know, the modeling industry includes everybody. It does include races and everyone, but it's true when we talk about body type, people have to be a certain height and a certain, you know, body shape to be able to do it. It's like comparing someone who plays tennis and plays for fun and someone who plays professionally and actually trained for years for that as well, like Roger Federer. Not everyone gets to be him, and it's the same thing for models as well. It's like we don't really choose how we were born or the height we have, and we get to do that job. People have to be really lean, or now there's like plus size models, but in between, there's no market for the in between and normal people, and it's a shame.
It is a shame.
That should change, I think.
Definitely. We were talking about it, like you are size 14 to 16.
Right, and that's the sample size for plus. It's
For
14 to
plus.
16. That's, you know, the 1X, that's the standard for curve models.
Yeah, and for example, I am size 6 to 8. And for me, there is no sample size, you know, and I am forced to work with the brands, which are digital brands, rather than couture. And that's why I'm more stuck to Instagram modeling versus I can at the runway.
I'm just assuming that's kind of like what we just said a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Cause yeah, the real or the runaway models, whatever the case is, cause they kind of are like starting to do like a little bit of.
Yeah, because what's her
verse,
name?
one of her shit.
Is it Gigi?
You talking about the girl with the she got like the skin condition? Is that what you talking about?
No, the plus size model. Because like now they have it, but it's not that many in the I guess runway models. It's like they starting to have like plus size models a little bit, but still. Like they were saying, it's not that much. It's probably not that much work for them, not unless there's a company that actually, you know, make plus size stuff.
But also, I mean, even the plus size girl, they got their own little lane over for the case here. Shit, it's the motherfuckers just with regular body type size that actually ain't got a lane at all. So like you either skinny and tall, or you're like sample size of whatever. Full or big, or if the case is, that, and like that's all you got to run with. But like, if you just like regular size, I think she said she was 6 to 8 or some shit like that. I guess that's regular. What the case is?
I think she's saying for plus size, like that's like the regular.
No, that was the regular chick that said
you said
6 to 8. Other one said 12 to 16 or some shit like that. I think something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, it seems like everybody got a lane except for like the normal size person. I don't know what the case is.
Yeah.
Starting in 3, 2, 1.
What do you think is the most difficult thing about being a runway model?
I think the most difficult part is that it's not just a job that you go to, but it's kind of a lifestyle that you have to live.
Anyone can do my job. All right, everybody come in.
I don't think anyone
Don't
can
nobody
just
agree?
be a runway model. I think,
That's
first of all, Cameron Russell gave a TED Talk, and she talks about how being a model is like winning the genetic lottery. So I think most of it is definitely luck. But not only that, but you have to live a certain lifestyle. And I think only people that are have a strong will and self-determination can really do it.
I agree. It's also, I feel the same thing for the Instagram. The casting director looks at you, casts you, you walk the show, and that's it. For us, it's different. We have to build community. We have to hit like hundreds of thousands of people to like us and wants to follow us every day. We're like, if you think of it, we collect like a small city, like words of people who are actually with us, supporting us and helping us, and we do the same for them.
In 2018, for instance, only in America, there are 257 million people who have a smartphone. And out of these people, 80% of people are on social media. Any one of these 80% can actually become an Instagram model. And I think that really a very, very small portion of people can become a fashion model. It's completely different, because if you take away the makeup, if you take away the filters, if you take away maybe the plastic surgery,
y'all have makeup
and
too.
all the retouching,
Y'all have plastic surgery too.
I don't necessarily agree with that, and I can say why. The thing is, we don't retouch photos that much anymore because we do body positivity, and we're actually proud to show the cellulite.
I guess, yeah, it depends.
And I feel the industry has moved a lot away from what it used to be. Oh, the filter, editing.
If anything, the influencers nowadays, we're trying to break that down. We're trying to break down the filters. We're trying to break down, hiding behind Facetune and Photoshop and whatever shit that, we got on our phones these days. And I think that it's starting to become more raw. That's why I think that we're on the front line too. We're posting all our flaws and every little roll and stretch mark and everything, and it's up for people to judge.
I paused, but I don't know if
Good. All the hate.
Yeah.
All I see is palpitating in the back. Good.
I mean, shit. I would say anybody can be a fucking model, Instagram or Runway. It's just all based upon putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
For the most part, I wouldn't get why. Even if you're,
I would say they both
major,
equally
minor, whatever.
Yeah, they both equally hard. Not hard as in doing the job, but hard as in breaking out and being that like the one person said, basically lucky. Yeah, because granted, they both do the same shit. I don't know what the fuck old girl was talking about, plastic surgery. There's a whole bunch of models runway models that's doing plastic surgery, doing all kinds of crazy shit to their body.
Any type of fucking thing.
Yeah,
to be taller, all type of shit.
Yeah, so it's not just a one-sided game of the whole blame game and shit. Cause for runway shit, they touch up them photos too. Y'all guys wear makeup and shit too. So they both have their things.
I would just say being an Instagram model or internet model, whatever the case is, I would assume that would be easier. Just because I'm assuming you just invest in yourself more.
Yeah,
put yourself
probably
out there more or some shit like that.
That and I would say, I don't know. At the same time, I would think it's kind of hard too because, like she said, you got to build your own audience.
Yeah, you got to build an audience.
It's easy because you could just start it. Like anybody could be a YouTuber, but to actually be a YouTuber, you got to be consistent and actually put work and time in and stuff. So it's just like that. Yes, there are tools for just anybody to just pick up and try it, but if they don't have the dedication and they don't have the I guess willpower to basically go through and do this stuff, then there's no point to it. It's just that's why I'm they kind of they similar. Only thing I would just say maybe the modeling thing is
it depends
old,
on what,
old age,
on what level that you're doing it on. That's the only thing I think about. Because anybody can be an Instagram model, but anybody can be also a runway model. It just depends on what level you're at or you're trying to go to at the same fucking time.
Yeah, because at that point,
if you look good and somebody asks you to walk in runway model for them, you're a runway model now. Even that's that a hobby, a profession, whatever the case is. That's what you do, or that's what you did before. Now you done runway modeling before. If somebody asks you,
it's
do something for them or some shit like that.
It's I agree with you. It's technically the same thing because with them, any beautiful 6 foot something person could be a model if they just fit the part. It's just a lightning strike. That's what I'm gonna call it. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of people doing it, but it's only a few that actually get, that get lucky or get up there.
American Next Top Model and all that type of shit.
Yeah.
Starting in 3, 2, 1.
How would you describe your handle or your feed?
My feed, I'm more lifestyle blogger. Recently, I concentrate a lot on sports.
And I know I have ass pics on Instagram.
Against plastic surgeries. And I'm trying to emphasize a lot that people can be pretty and healthy by working on themselves and eating properly versus just going to the surgeon.
I've had cosmetic surgery.
Yeah, I have. I was like, yeah, I have.
Well, I broke my nose
Why
3
is she a
years
model?
ago, and it's not a fix.
model.
Actually, my nose is still crooked. I broke a nose 3 years ago, and I had to get my nose done. And I did remove the bump because you're already paying for it, so might as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that made you happy.
It made me very happy. I honestly was insecure about my bump. And I was getting a lot of not the good compliments necessarily about it. I loved it, but still people were like, and yeah, it made me very happy. They still couldn't fix the whole thing, but
Yeah, no, for
What
sure.
did you do?
Breast augmentation.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just an enhancement. It was something that was gonna make me happier, so I just did it for confidence.
Good for you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I just feel like for Asian girls, like we're not gifted in like we're gifted with our genetics. Like Asians don't raisins, but like when it comes to our body, like we need to put in either like the finance or like the work in it. Thank you.
I had like the tiniest funny nose when I was little, and I was like, oh my God, like I didn't like my nose, it was weird shaped, and when I grew up being a model, then the photographers were like, oh my God, we love your nose. I was like, who, me? Like, my nose, okay. And it really taught me to accept it, and I love it now. I'm so glad, I never thought about doing any surgery on my nose or anything, but it taught me to love myself the way I am, so.
Going off of that, I've had like a similar experience. I'm half Japanese, so I wasn't really, blessed with any curves. And I used to not like that. I used to be like, oh, when people see me, I don't look attractive. I don't have boobs. I don't have a butt. But as soon as I got into the modeling world, they're like, oh no, that's a good thing. It's good to be flattered. So it's like, oh, okay, now I have something to be proud of. Yeah.
I think for me, just being all inclusive, it's a little like, I can't really say like don't do anything because I'm supposed to be supportive of all body types. However you come, however you want to come, is how I accept you. But I think where I am right now, 100% natural. I think that's where I'd like to stay, just for my message, to everyone that's watching me right now. Maybe a couple years down the line, after a couple kids, and I'm hanging down here, I might want to throw them back or something, So I'm not gonna say never, and I disagree with it. But for where I'm at in my space right now, I definitely admire true beauty. I admire people how they come natural, and I think that if anything, it makes you more unique. So.
The first lady, I guess because she broke her nose, I guess that counts as plastic surgery, but she broke your nose.
Yeah,
So
you broke your nose. You broke your
You gotta
nose.
need
That's surgery.
I don't know if that's like full-blown plastic surgery what the case is. I'm not sure, but I mean, you broke your fucking nose, so you probably need surgery.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know about that one. But I guess the Asian girl, I guess I'll be honest with you, I don't see the breast augmentation that much.
I mean, it probably wasn't like dramatic. It probably wasn't like dramatic. Like some people don't go full on like Z's or nothing, bro.
I was just looking at it. I don't see nothing. That's what I was wondering. I was like, yeah, I'm assuming you kind of look the same to me if I would have saw you from before. Shit, I don't fucking know. I don't see nothing too crazy about it, but whatever the case is. They didn't say anything about like other. Like the runway models didn't say shit about seeing like other runway models like
because
surgery and shit like that.
It looked like before she actually said what kind of surgery she had, like they instantly like you could tell like off of their faces like they instantly started judging them. Mm-hmm. Like when they came, they was like, "See, I told you them Instagram models they." And then she was like, that threw me for a loop when she's like, oh yeah, I had nose surgery because it broke my nose. I was like, damn.
That's not really. You have no choice, kind of.
I
kind of understand that.
I was like, I don't know if that really counts as like
plastic surgery,
cosmetic surgery or some shit.
Like, I was thinking,
I mean, if your shit got broken,
you gotta kind of get
it fixed. So
you don't want to walk around with a broken nose the rest of your fucking life.
Right.
So, yeah. Started getting through too.
What is the hardest part about doing your job?
It's staying on top of it. It's always coming out with new ideas, new photos, new outfits, like making sure like the photo is perfect when you're posting.
I think photoshopping my body is okay.
How about she saying no?
For me specifically, when I'm thinking about Photoshop, which might be different than you guys, for a lot of the photos that I'm in, maybe I'll have like acne that day, and a lot of times they'll Photoshop that out and they'll make your skin clear. And to me, that's okay because that's things that go away. Whereas I think for body, I'm not for that.
I have to admit, I have photoshopped my photos before, but it's just to enhance the photo to make it look a certain way. But I still look who I am. It's not like I look completely different.
I think that as long as you're not seeing people in person and they're like, oh my God, that you don't look the same. I think it's fine, like you said. And when you're in magazines, you know, I've seen my pictures on e-com and their thighs are smooth, there's no cellulite, and you know what? That sells the clothes. It gets things done. It's what the customers want to see, and I'm perfectly okay with that.
That's kind of hypocritical though. She said she was like full on.
I'm not cool with it.
Body, whatever.
Perfect or what?
No, I'm by no means
I'm
perfect.
just curious,
I'm-
before you start,
yeah.
like, have you two never been photoshopped? Like, nobody has ever retouched your photos in no way?
Right.
The question is, are we okay with it?
No.
That's a different question.
But you signed
Because
the waiver,
no,
so that
I'm
means
not
you're
saying.
okay with it.
I'll be honest. I'm not saying I'm never retouching my photos. Yes,
Okay.
but it does not make it okay.
Let's say I don't like too much makeup either, you know what I mean? But I think when it comes to retouching, I don't have control of the image. I do the job and then they have control of that image. So that's one thing, like if it were to me, I would like to be as natural as possible because I'm a human. And so I have flaws and I'm thankful for the way I look, but I'm not perfect. And so I'd like to represent myself. Like I'd like to be, this is who I am. And sometimes I'll look and like see these filters and people look like aliens. Like they don't even look like, you know, like, it's like this crazy filter and I'm like, what is that?
But would you refuse a job if you would know they're gonna Photoshop the hell out of you?
If they're gonna Photoshop the hell out of me, then I'm not doing the job.
So you would say yes,
Essentially,
a big
yeah,
paycheck,
like it's not me, then
Yeah.
might as well get anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah.
Anyone here been okay with reshaping their body through Photoshop?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. And as long as like my photo looks good and I don't look like too hourglass, like I'm fine with it.
But how do you decide? If you're okay with it, then you're okay with them doing whatever they want.
I get to have my own photographer and makeup artist, and my photographer edits my photos, so we can always collaborate on like reshaping and stuff. So it's not like a magazine.
Yeah.
I don't really care. You doing whatever you doing for your job, I guess, as a model, whatever the case is. But just like the runway models are saying, like some of them they don't have control of. That's the thing between Instagram and like the runway models and models period outside of Instagram. Yeah, it's funny because it's kind of like sport athletes or whatever the case is too. Like even if you got a signature shoe, like you can't sign a signature.
Oh,
that
sure.
shit. Because I think Derrick Rose like had his shoe or whatever the case is came out like years ago whatever the case is, and like he couldn't sign his signature just to sign his signature or something like that. Like people had to pay for the signature. Like he couldn't just put a signature on it. Some shit like that. Some shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like runway models and I guess the big thing about runway models because like you could take the picture like you're gonna get paid for whatever the fuck cases was. Once you're going, I can do whatever the fuck I want to with this picture. Like fuck what you're saying because you've already done the job. You took payment and now this is kind of my property, so whatever the fuck I want to do with it, or it's not my property, but it's the company or the agency or whoever the fuck it is their property now. So like, if they want to use this,
To do it.
either it's a contract for saying like this photo is ours for the next 2 years, we can Photoshop the shit of it, do what the fuck we want to with it, and there's nothing you can do about it. You've already signed off on that waiver and you already accepted the payment, so there ain't shit you could do.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of calling a little bullshit when he said he's not gonna like accept the job. Like you already in the industry where they're
But she said knowingly
selling
too. But she said knowingly too, like before the job even starts. So it's kind of on the fence. But like if you already do the job, you accept payment. Like what the fuck can you do? You already signed contract.
Yeah, you already signed a contract.
There's nothing you can fucking do. But that's also the difference between the Instagram model too, because like old girl was saying, like she got her own makeup artist, photographer, and everything like that. So like that means like you already know ahead of time you finna change some shit.
Yeah,
kind of like you already know. So
it's like independent versus corporate.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is. Because like with models,
you got a lot more free range of your own product if you're independent. Cases or Instagram model. But when it comes to runway modeling or regular modeling, what the case is, you're more corporate. You're already booked, paid, and like shit is already done for you. All you really gotta do is just show the fuck up.
Right. Don't get me wrong. There are models that like do shoots and then they don't like how their body is like photoshopped or edited or whatever the case is. But no, I just have a problem when people just flat out lie. Just be truthful.
But that'll be
like,
that's a whole other process too. That's probably like a whole lawsuit and all that shit.
Time out, so you don't take a job that you feel like, come on, bruh. Like you already know the deal. And a lot of people that feel that way, they either get blackballed and they not getting like any work or some shit. So like,
so starting at 3, 2, 1.
What is the best part of the job?
The best part is
kinda
the
being a hypocrite,
supporters, the girls that message me and they say, you know, you give me so much confidence and I love the way you look and now I can go out and look that way too. So that's definitely what gives me a boost is the girls that I influence.
I worry about the influence I have on young girls and guys' self-body image.
So yeah, all of y'all should move.
So I
It
think
depends on what
anyone who
they do,
works with
what type of
image
pictures
and
they
have their image out there has a responsibility to really send a positive and healthy message. Because for instance, I remember when I started modeling, there was always like, oh, you need to lose weight, you need to lose weight. And I could have gone that route, but I decided, you know, I lost a little bit just to like fit the sample size, but I didn't want to go that route because it's unhealthy, and then I'm setting an example for younger women. They're gonna think that's the image of beauty. They're gonna think, you know, it's okay to do that.
It concerns me so much, the butt implants, because people actually die from it. And I literally start working out 5 times a week with a trainer. Just to show them that you can build the butt, because you have it naturally and it's gorgeous. I don't have it, you know. And I wish I would have it, and I try to tan and grow the butt, but you know. It's true though.
And also, I think for the curve models, we deal with the other end of like, is it too much? You know, is she too big? You know, are you promoting obesity? Are you saying that it's okay to be unhealthy? And I think that as a curve model, it's our responsibility to say like, hey, yeah, we're curvy, but we're still promoting, you know, healthy lifestyles. I try to tell my girls, you know, that are following me like, yeah, girl, I might have a little, you know, something back here, but I'm still eating my broccoli every day. So eat your broccoli.
I guess for me, I just really never thought that I had any influence at all. Whenever I did like a photo shoot or anything, I never even thought that other people, I guess, would see it. But the more that I'm thinking about it, I guess I do have some sort of influence. Not as much as Instagram models, because your whole life is kind of on display. When people see images of me, it's just that. It's just an image. And I like to think that I do influence people in like a positive way, because I'm definitely not like the skinniest model at my agency. I've never had any eating disorders at all. So I like to think that, even though I didn't really think about it too much, that I am positively impacting people that are looking at me.
Yeah, I think as influencers, our responsibility is probably just the things that we post. And I'm not going to be posting diet pills and, you know, things of that, like shakes and teas and whatever that makes you shit your pants. I'm not going to post it. So I think that that's our responsibility, is to just, you know, just kind of filter in what we're putting out.
When it comes to sponsorship, if I'm like agreeing to something, I have to try the product first. So after trying it, if it doesn't work, I'll tell them it doesn't work, and I wouldn't want to continue on. So it just depends.
See, that's different now. I know some people still go through like I'm not sure how to fucking word it, whatever the case is. Like back in the day, I guess people, because they didn't see themselves a lot like that, like out there, either TV or just before pre-internet or pre-social media, whatever the case is. A lot of people didn't know there were other people like them out there. So of course, like the fat shaming shit would end up like people used to like stick their hand like. Is it bulimic or some shit like that? I think like used to like make themselves throw up and shit like that. Yeah, some shit like that. I don't know the exact words and everything, but like I guess because social media now, like you see a lot of people like either in the same situation or the same body type, body size, whatever the case is. So I'm just assuming, I'm not stating no fact here or no shit like that, but I feel like it's probably like a lot less of that, like since people can see themselves in other people. You kind of get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. They finally get that connection of like, man, this person's like the same body type as me, and this person's doing.
Yeah, so and I'm just saying that because like I assume like that influence, because that's why I said I want to know if these runway models got Instagram, some type of form of social media, Twitter or something, like something that they actually post pictures of themselves and not just only live off Runway. Cause that would be amazing, like to me, if they don't have like no social media, like the only pictures they ever have of them are pictures of them on the fucking runway.
Ones from shoots and stuff.
that would blow my fucking mind. But cause old girl said she didn't know she would influence anybody, but that's a whole nother story. But Yeah, that's what I'm just assuming. But they should know, like, if they have a positive or negative influence on, like, kids or what the case is, because they see, like, just them being who the fuck they are. Like, you have the Instagram followers or for the case, or the Instagram models or for the case is, they got 100, 200,000 followers, and old girl said she almost at 1 million and shit like that. So you know it's all those aren't adults.
Yeah, most of them.
Most of those are kids or teenagers, or what the case is, that's like trying to be like you, or what the case is, or just following you, or what the case is. So you would know that you have influence over like them, or what the case is. But it all depends on what they putting out there as image, or what the case is. So like they were saying, they don't use products and shit like that they probably don't approve of, or what the case is. But
yeah, because there's a lot of those. I see it with Instagram models, and I see it with models too, like on their social media promoting them diarrhea teas and all that shit. Yeah, like I even see it with the runway models, because I've seen it a couple times on their thing, and I'm like, that's like, you shouldn't be doing that, because you have as an influencer, you have like a responsibility, a connection with these people, and like you letting these people know that it's okay to do this, it's okay to do that, and you know, that's not the right, I guess, idea or principle or method that you want to be presenting to people.
Yeah, that's what old girl said. She does workouts, or the case is, and she works out. But yeah, I just wonder how they don't get why they are an influencer.
I guess for those two people, like they never thought on that on a molecular.
He almost has followers.
I can't even say molecular level.
Just say big, Malcolm.
Yeah, big level. I normally could say it. I don't know why the fuck I can't say it right now. Yeah, they probably didn't think that way. Like they were just thinking like small, like, you know, people like adore them, like kind of ordeal. They weren't thinking about like that the things that they're doing probably changing somebody's life somewhere or something.
Well, the Instagram follower or the Instagram model with the 1 million followers, I feel like that's a lie. And also the girl that's the runway model, unless she's just straight local, that's also a lie.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. Like,
I don't know. Some people could be oblivious like that. Like some people could be oblivious like that, the way they don't know that, you know, they never thought of that way. They just always thought of like, you know, I'm just doing this job kind of ordeal.
Starting in 3, 2, 1.
What you feel are your biggest achievements as a runway model?
I have worked for designers like Alexander McQueen, Walk the Show, Paul Costello, like big designers.
I can afford the clothes that I model and promote.
Sometimes.
What if it's sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah, for us it's sometimes true.
Yeah.
Affirmatively.
Well,
Should we? Okay.
We all know most influencers are working with fast fashion, so we're getting the clothes ASAP. Things are coming out. You can get 1 million of those same dresses, and we all have them on.
I'm like a broke college student. My income is like very, very low. And I get money from like a couple modeling gigs every here and there. Yeah, mostly like Goodwill is my go-to.
First of all, I can't afford everything I wear, because I would not buy a $5,000, $10,000 suit. It just doesn't make sense to me. There's also a thing to getting free things and not getting paid on top of it. So there's levels to it, I would say.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing stuff for free, clothes, and not getting paid, then I'm not going to be able to afford anything, because I'm not getting paid. And I find that a lot of times a good percentage of Instagram influencers or models are just like, I'm going to do it for the clothes. I can't pay my bills with clothes. You know, I can't pay anything with clothes.
A lot of Instagram models just are okay to get free clothes. Personally, then brands will just not pay models and take Instagram models, and it's completely watering down the model rate, and it's cutting the grass under our feet. So it's a real problem in our industry.
I've noticed that over the past few years, where it's just like rates that are unbelievably low, like for usages that are unbelievably high. And it's like, but someone's gonna say yes just because they want to be seen. Exactly. And that, like, we have to know our worth.
So for us, the way it works, you start with the free clothes, and you guys correct me if for you was any different. It starts with the free clothes. You say, okay, to build a relationship with the brand, and then you get clothes and you get paid for that. Like, for example, I live fully from my Instagram. Like, I support myself, you know, I can pay my bills, I can pay my car, I can pay my rent. I'm really proud with it.
And now they're gonna undersell you too, so you're gonna stop making money because
That's
everyone's.
true.
But everyone's gonna start doing it for less and less and less.
But
and
that's again, it's not true. Like, because they want us for our following. They don't want us. They want us for the way we look. That's true.
And the content creating.
Brands are looking for influencers that are selling the pictures. They have quality. They're posting consistently. Of course, there's a bunch of people out there that I'll post it in my backyard with my iPhone, and it just doesn't work. Those influencers definitely get washed away.
God damn, that went fast. That cut off fast as hell. That's the part that he was saying that he didn't like at the beginning of the fucking video. But I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Send me shit. I'm tired of wearing the same ass shirts. I get like 3 new shirts every month from the fucking store from Ross and shit. It costs like between $8 and $10.
I mean, I would think it's the same in any field of work where you do something free.
When you're all visual, my nigga, you have to sell your vision. You have to sell your body. You have to sell yourself. You have to sell, like, your lifestyle.
Check.
Like, you have to sell that. So, like,
the best way
nobody's going to put any money into you if you can't
if they
sell
don't know
yourself.
who you are. Yeah. If they don't know who you are and all that
simple.
stuff. Yeah. Like, it's the same for anything. Like, if you think about an internship or some shit, like somebody, like, they're literally working for free for whatever company or whatever that they get until that company, like, I guess knows them or whatever. I guess a better example would be like, all right, us, like, freelancers or whatever. Like, if you got like these top world reclaimed models or whatever, and like they don't know, like, if you're straight up photographer or videographer, they don't know you like that. Yeah, so like if you do like one little thing for them, like photos or whatever, and then like that trends or whatever, like that's setting up long term for you for the next
that's if you,
job
that's
or whatever.
If you get lucky also. Like, sometimes you gotta build a rapport with motherfuckers. You gotta keep working with them steadily. Like old girl was just saying, like, I've worked with a fashion company, they keep giving me free clothes, but then we build a relationship and then they start paying me for their shit. Like, of course, a lot of people are not gonna just pay you off rip.
No, they're
just
not.
Because you got whatever you got. Some people are gonna that's being nice. Like, let me see this care package. If you like what we send, could you? Because we're sending it to you anyway, because that's what some people would assume that's what you're going to do. A lot of models, or whatever the case is, or Instagram models, or whatever the case is, they probably don't do that. Like, they accept the clothes, and they may never post it.
Yeah.
Even if they wear it. That don't mean that I have to post your shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, that's simply what it means. But if I like your shit and I post your shit, you probably get a thank you, or you probably get another email saying, like, I see this picture did this amount of likes or whatever for the case is, or views, whatever for the case is. What would you think if we paid you for the next time we sent you a care package or some shit like that? Like, it all depends.
It all depends. Like, it's like, I get what they saying where they kind of losing jobs and shit, but at the same time, it's not just that element that the models are losing jobs, because like the runway models, like, you already said that you're not inclusive to everybody. So like we're in a different age, and then like we got like technology is taking like this new job or whatever to the forefront of things. Like, not only these people don't have to deal with the industry people, like they have their own photographers, they have their own
their own team. They don't need
their own team and shit. So they don't need like this whole corporate style like setup. Like one of them said that they was at a modeling agency. Right. So like these people, like, not only like are they like making these deals with these like vendors or whatever, like getting free stuff or setting up jobs, they're doing it on. So like these people might not get a cut from free shit because they already got some kind of deal with whatever company, modeling agency or whatever that they in. So it's like they're literally cutting out the middleman.
And also these fucking runway models, like they even just said, I don't know why they sat down, because they said sometimes, but all three of them even just fucking said like, yeah, I'm not gonna buy a $10,000 jacket.
Yeah, that shit ridiculous.
Even said like I can't afford it, but why the fuck would I, even if I could afford it, the case is. And the other girl said she shopped at the fucking thrift store. I don't think the other one talked, so they shouldn't even really even just sat down. But like, my nigga, y'all not wearing Alexander McQueen and Versace and Gucci and shit every fucking day just because you're a fucking runway model. Fuck the case is. Honestly, don't even know the income of a runway model, but even for you to be,
I think it varies from like shoot to shoot or whatever the show is,
or however popular you are. Well, what the case is, like that's probably like 15 out of 10 women, because I would assume like some people who actually are in that industry, with the case is, probably name the top 15 to 20 models, maybe, and that's top. So that means those are the ones that's probably being the highest paid.
Getting banked,
But like, if you just a regular ass model and you're lucky enough to get this invitation to whatever big runway, whatever fuck the case is, my nigga, you just got lucky.
It's like the lottery.
It's like a one time gig or some shit like that. With what the case is, just at that moment of what the case is. So of course, like, you're not gonna you rather spend your money on your bills than go buy
$1,000
shirt.
Yeah.
Fucking ripped up ass Kanye homeless shirt. So yeah, whatever. Start again in 3, 2, 1.
Difficult part of being a runway model.
Not being sure of when you're going to work next, and to fill your time with like being a human being, but like not knowing, like not having control of like your day. I guess that would probably be it for me.
My job has affected my mental health.
Working in this job for 15 years, there's been waves which I was like, wow, like I really put my worth into what other people think. If I get a job, it's based on someone saying, oh, I like the way you look, which is a very minimal thing to be able to judge a person by when you have a lot of things going on inside of you. You know, I started modeling in New York City, where even when I started, there weren't a lot of us, like dark black men modeling and having to be like the only one, or like breaking the barrier, or like going to, you know, castings, oh, well, he's too dark. I can't do anything about being dark or not, you know, but it kind of broke me a little bit, and I would have to like, I'd have to leave town, I'd have to go to New York to work because I couldn't do it in the place that I wanted to live. It definitely affected my mental health for a while.
It's like they're searching for this certain look, this like, you know, they love to use this word like racially ambiguous, you know, things like that, and it's like, do you want a black model or fucking not? Yeah. Like, I'm here. I'm here. Like, why are you hiring someone else that is like trying to mimic a black model? Like, I'm here. What's up? So, period.
Instagram became a numbers game, right? Engagement, comments, likes. So for sure, it had an effect on me. So if a photo wasn't doing too well, I start thinking and overthinking to myself, like, wow, what did I do wrong? Like, should I delete this post? So it's just like,
I've even had that, and I don't have nearly as many followers.
I started being a model at the age of 20 years old, which is considered late for the business. And I think I'm very grateful that I started later on in the business, because if I had started at 14 like a lot of girls, whatever your agent tells you, whatever, you know, the client says, you're so affected by it. You take whatever they say at the whole truth. Okay, you need to lose weight. Okay, I'm going to do it. You need to look that way. Okay, I'm going to do it. As if you start a little bit older, I had the chance that, you know, I had that maturity, but it doesn't mean that it didn't affect me. Of course, you want to be booked, you want to be liked by the client, so you try to please everyone, but you can never please everyone. There's always a client that's not going to like your look, or not going to like, you know, the way you walk, or your personality, or your hair, whatever it is. They pick you apart, basically. So it was really hard, because you can start this job with so much confidence, but the industry is going to break you down. And then it's about then accepting myself and be like, you know what? I don't need your validation. I don't need that. And when you come in, then I had to build myself up again. And now I go to jobs, I'm like, you like me? Awesome. If you don't, next one is right there. It's all right, you know? And you just gotta be like, brush it off. That's all right. Next one, you know? And yeah, definitely not easy.
That's a wrap.
No way.
Okay. I would assume that, of course, the Instagram followers probably have the worst. Well, models, my bad. I keep saying
Models.
that they have the worst just because it's the internet, bro.
Yeah. I mean, they both. They both equally have it, cause like.
Cause it just depends. Cause like she just said, like she got an Instagram notification, she just don't got that many followers, so she probably doesn't have the biggest problem with notifications. But the ones that's the Instagram follow, because I guess because they're runway models. I don't even know if people even still look at magazines.
Yeah, that's why.
I really can't say like what kind of bad comments come like through them officially, because unless they have like
social media.
Yeah, unless they have social media, or like, because of course they work with agencies with the cases. So like, say they do something for Vogue, their shit is going straight all through Vogue, and that's through the magazine, that's through the YouTube page, whatever the fuck, Vogue, the website, whatever the case is. Like, you would have to literally like look through
each one of the different traffic.
Yeah, to see if anybody even just pointed you out like on some regular shit in the first fucking way. Which the Instagram models, they run their own pages and everything like that, so they're seeing every comment and everything that comes through. So I can understand like if their mental health or whatever case is fucked up, because kind of like old girl saying like my picture don't get enough likes, because I'm assuming they're not talking to like people like calling them ugly or calling her fat or shit like that. They didn't get that deep, because she just said like, if this picture isn't working, I didn't get enough likes, and the picture isn't working, so I deleted whatever the case. So I'm assuming it's not like mean shit towards the mental health, whatever the case is, but it's just like more of like, I guess, trying to stay trending or whatever the case is. Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. I don't know. I think more. I think more it's mental health than just. In there too. Yeah, but they didn't say it either, so I'm just going off. I'm assuming. But I think more of like into mental health, other than just like my posting and my fucking likes. Like maybe it's somebody, like people leaving mean shit on their pictures and shit like that. People that be leaving some shit. Yeah, so that's just where I'm going, like far as mental health wise. And I guess I can understand what Dude was saying, just because he was not just because of the dark skin thing, but like just going from wherever the fuck he is from to New York, and just seeing if he gets a job going back and forth a lot and shit like that. So like mentally, he probably would break down what the case is. It's just different
especially
scenarios what the case is.
People treating you like shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's starting to get through to one.
Oh my god. That was so good.
Thank you, good humans, for watching another episode of Middle Ground. We love collaborating with you guys. As you've seen, we love getting prompts from you. The way to submit prompts is to follow us on Instagram. We have stories on there for your prompts, as well as following us on the YouTube app on your phone.
One of our most favorite things about just this community that we've built is being able to hear from you, interact with you, get ideas from you, and just have this conversation. So make sure you follow along, and we'll see you guys next time.
I sent they ass a DM about 2 months ago. Still ain't got an answer.
They probably just wanted them in the comments. Oh yeah, we just watched this.
What the fuck? What the fuck YouTube started doing that shit?
You said that last time.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh. I forgot that fast.
Like, yeah, they just started doing that. He's like, oh, it's like deja vu all over again.